will be a grace period of 30 seconds. And we have a evaluation timing will be 2 to 3 minutes. At time of 2 minutes, green background will be activated. And for the 2.5 minutes, yellow background will be activated. And for the 3 minutes, red background will be activated. That's all, Bernard. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jomjit, for explaining as well as demonstrating the timing procedures for various speeches as well as table topics. Now, this is an interesting role. The next role player is an interesting role which we are seeing for the first time ever in our club. It is nothing but the role of listener, which we introduced in our last meeting. The aim of the new role was to make the meeting more exciting, more interactive. So before introducing the listener of the day, let me say kudos to the VP Education who brought in the idea of listener. As a debut role player, kudos to the guy who has taken up the role, which is Toastmaster Deepak, and I can pretty sure that he has been really keen on the role. He is a very known Toastmasters within our club as well as within the country. He has been the president of our club as well as VP Education at times. He is working with MCSC as a senior planning engineer. Please welcome Toastmaster Deepak to explain the role of listener.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and thank you, the VP Education, especially for giving me this primary opportunity of the role of a listener. And I'm very excited to have grabbed this opportunity because it's the first time this role has been introduced. As a good listener, being a good listener is very important as much as being a good speaker, or sometimes even more than that. As a listener, I will note down interesting tidbits of information from any of the speakers and ask questions near the end of the meeting to see if everyone is paying attention. So let's move forward and hope all of you are listening. Back to Toastmasters today.
Thank you, listener, Mr. Deepak, for explaining the role of listener. Again, I'm excited towards the end of this meeting how this is going to be. I mean, we have never faced this situation before, having a listener in within our meeting. So it's going to be exciting. It is exciting. Now, we have in our team one more role player, which is none other than the general evaluator. He's Toastmaster Surendran Radhakrishnan, working as a manager for lighting division with Ahmad Baid Electrical. He did his graduation in electrical engineering from NSS College of Engineering, Palakkad. He is someone who believes that life is filled with a lot of opportunities. We have to find them from our surroundings and grab it and have an enjoyable life. Such a thought. Please welcome General Evaluator Surendran to explain the role of General Evaluator.
Thank you, PMOD, for that nice introduction. Today, my role of as a general evaluator, purpose for this role is to evaluate everything happening throughout the meeting. And during the meeting, I will take some notes of the things happening, things which is happening in the meeting and doesn't happen in the meeting. I would evaluate each participant. The other second part of my role is to lead the evaluation session of the meeting, for which I have the individual evaluators. After the meeting, I will give the complete report once it is called upon. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Surendran, for explaining the role of General Evaluator. We are stepping into the most important part of Toastmasters meeting, which is its educational session. We have two speakers lined up for the session, and incidentally, they are the most ranked officers of our ExCom. It's been a coincidence. Let me, before inviting the first speaker, let me invite the first evaluator for the speech, Toastmaster Rajendran. Toastmaster Rajendran is another notable Toastmasters among the fraternities. The veteran used to be an area director, and he always suggests us to how to improve as well as to where to improve. Please welcome Toastmaster Rajendran to explain the objective of project speech and his role as an evaluator.
So you're not audible. No.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
no,
sir.
it's audible. Yes.
Oh, looks like I have some problem.
Now it's audible, sir. We can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
It's not. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Can you hear? I can't hear you.
We can hear
Hello.
you.
I'm not able to hear you.
Seems like we have a technical glitch.
Hello.
Hello.
Can someone call him and just tell him to log off and log on again?
Hello.
Is he trying again?
He's going to try to join back again.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
It's very feeble. I don't know. I can't hear you.
Try increasing your volume, Rajendra sir.
Very difficult.
Is your volume set to low, sir?
Try to increase your volume.
He's left the meeting. He's probably trying to log in back. In the meantime, we can use this opportunity as a joke session if dear Modi.
Yes, any takers for a joke? Anybody?
No one's got the funny bones.
I'm going to do a joke anyway.
Oh, indeed, that was a joke, isn't it?
I am hearing my speech.
Sorry, sir.
Um,
May I suggest to go for the second speech
yeah, I would suggest that.
so that in the meantime we will try to sort it out with the issue with the Rajendran sir.
Sure.
Rajendran sir, can you hear us? Okay.
We can't hear you.
We will do one thing, sir. We will switch to the second speaker. His evaluator is also present. In the meantime, we'll try to sort it out. Let me introduce the evaluator for the second speech first. His name is Toastmaster Bala, and who is also our treasurer. He's working as an advisor to advisor for information system for Byron Telugu. A talented Toastmaster, please welcome Toastmaster Bala for explaining the role as evaluator and explaining the project objectives.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, if any, a very warm good evening. I just wanted to thank the Toastmaster of the day for the Palmari introduction. I don't think I have been in a position of taking so much of gratitude. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. To my speaker in particular, Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran, the speech is basically the second speech. So basically, he's trying the second time for the same speech. The purpose of the entire speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive the feedback which he has received in the previous meeting, and apply those feedback to the second speech, which is the current speech. The member is free to take any topic, and it can just be on any topic, and it just need to improvise the speech based on the comments that he has received during the previous evaluation. So I wish my speaker in particular all the very best, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala, for explaining the role as individual speech evaluator. I have pleasure welcoming our next speaker, who is also our VP Education, working as a planning engineer, senior planning engineer with BAPCO. I'm sorry, he is a planning specialist with BAPCO. A charismatic Toastmaster, his hobbies are reading and traveling. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran for his speech on having been listening to Toastmaster Ranjit.
Listening is a very essential skill when it comes to communication. If you think communication is all about speaking, then you essentially haven't been listening. We have been through this presentation as mentioned by my evaluator earlier, to focus on what are the different kinds of listening focus when it comes to being an active listener or being a better communicator and being a better listener. The first one of which being recalling details, specific details or names or dates. And we have in Toastmasters, we have the functionary of grammarian and accounter to go in and understand or to look at the specific details to improve our skill on attention to details. Then we have got the big picture, understanding the big picture to realize and understand what the communicator is trying to communicate or what the speaker is trying to communicate. And over here, we have the listener in Toastmasters, where we help ourselves in improving our role or in improving our listening skill. The third focus, which is to evaluate the content or judge the content. The focus is score on the deliverables or what is the content of the speech. And also to notice and interpret body language, facial expressions, etc. That is attendance to subtle cue. This function is performed in Toastmasters by our evaluators. So as we go through the Toastmastering process, as we take on each of these roles, we will become a better listener. And to be the best listener, the most important thing that you need to do is to understand the emotions of the speaker. That's to empathize with the speaker, to understand where the speaker is coming from or what he is trying to communicate, standing on his standpoints or taking his shoes. We learn this in Toastmasters. We improve our listening skills in Toastmasters. But what has been the reason why, or what has been our major challenges when it comes into being better listeners? Our challenge, the first challenge is basically multitasking. Over the last year, due to the pandemic, once we went onto this virtual platform, this is the most major challenge that we have seen, multitasking. We all tend to be doing more than one thing when it's in a virtual world. It's much more easy because you're not physically present at the location and you don't see the speaker or the speaker does not see you. So you tend to multitask. You'd be using your phones or you'd be doing another task. And this is not specific to the Toastmaster meeting. I'm saying even a virtual meeting that you have at the place of work. If you look back, you'd see that most of the times you would be multitasking. And multitasking, recent studies have shown, is very less effective in comparison to doing one task after another, because you're much more prone into making mistakes. Another challenge to listening is distraction by delivery. What is distraction by delivery? If today, as I stand here and speak to you, if I have a TV running in my background, even if it's muted, it tends to distract you. Another distraction is me using a lot of filler words or my communication style. That can be a distraction. How do you overcome that? By focusing solely on the content that I speak. The third one is information overload. I had an interesting experience today. I had a meeting with a consultant. The consultant is working with a company to resolve a lot of issues that we are having in different departments across in the company. And we had the meeting with the consultant to ensure that our focus, our major issues are being tackled by them. The consultant came in with all the bells and whistles, and they gave a presentation for 45 minutes from A to Z of everything that they're going to do in the company. And the management was awed. Wow, a lot of stuff were being done, and all was applauded. But very few people noticed that the core focus that our department wanted to ensure it happens was not covered. Because they did this 45-minute presentation of everything else, this was lost. However, some of us who paid attention were able to highlight that and come back and convey to the consultant to include that as part of this. So even when there is a lot of information around, you need to focus on what exactly the speaker or what you need or you expect from the speaker during the communication. Last but not the least is mental filters. oil filter in our car is used to keep the dirt out. But after the 10,000 kilometers, if you don't replace the filter, it's going to start pushing dirt into the oil because it's already saturated. That's the same case with us. We're all professionals. We are all people with experience. Over experience, our perception change. We start thinking in a specific way. I once had an incident where my grandfather, he's 78 years old, he had an episode where he lost consciousness. We called up the ambulance. He was taken to the hospital urgently. And once we reached the hospital where he is already under treatment with a cardiologist as well as an endocrinologist because he's got a diabetes. We went into the hospital and the cardiologist was the first one to come to the emergency. He checked him out, did all the echo, ECG, all those tests. Thankfully, my grandfather as well, all right, he recovered completely. But during that test, after the cardiologist, the endocrinologist came, he also did all this tests. After 2 hours, they were not able to exactly figure out why it was happening, why he lost his consciousness. In the end, the cardiologist said it's probably he had a low BP, which caused him to lose consciousness. But he was complaining about a pain in his left leg. The cardiologist related it to his heart not able to pump adequate blood to his legs. The endocrinologist related it back to the diabetes. By afternoon, the nurse changed shift. There was a new nurse came in, and she asked one simple question. Apaja, did you hit your leg somewhere? Interestingly, when he was brought into the hospital, his leg had hit the ambulance door. And he had, on doing an X-ray, we found out that he had a small fracture. So it was a simple explanation, but being a cardiologist and being an endocrinologist with their mental filters on, they were always focusing on their area of expertise and forgot to ask one simple question. So that happens to us also. We always tend to listen to every communication with our filters on, with our preconceived perceptions on, with our experience in the background. And we sometimes tend to lose focus of what actually the speaker is trying to relay. Every time you have a meeting, you're in a conversation, try to stand outside as a third party, as if you don't know anything, and try to listen. You'll get a different perspective. And then you bring your experience back and challenge or put things into perspective again. What do you do to ensure effective listening? First thing is you need to understand or clarify your role as a listener in any circumstance, in any meeting. Are you supposed to do action on it? Or are you just supposed to listen? Are you supposed to talk back and communicate or challenge? So you need to clarify your role. Use non-verbal cues. Even when it is a physical meeting or a virtual meeting, try to keep your cameras on. Try to relate to the topic, try to relay and convey your emotions back to the speaker as well, by shaking your head, by smiling. These make the speaker feel that you're communicating or you're listening better. Allow silence. Silence is not just auditory, visual as well. Don't move around. Don't be fidgety when someone is speaking to you. And the last two, paraphrase and matching emotions, are specific when it comes to one-on-one conversations, especially when it comes to negotiating or conflict resolution. By paraphrasing, you basically speak back what the speaker is trying to convey so that you understand, or you understand that you get the right thing that the speaker is trying to convey. And the speaker gets the feeling that you have understood his point here. And by matching emotions, basically mirror the emotion that the speaker is providing, or even the body language that the speaker is giving during this speech. To wrap it all, when you talk, you're only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something. Over to you, Tiamat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit, for such a nice presentation, even though it was the second time you are going for the same speech. Please put your hands together to congratulate our VP Education for conducting that amazing session. Moving on to the next speaker, before which let me ensure whether the evaluator is able to communicate with us. General sir, can you hear us? And No, we cannot hear you, sir. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, sir. We cannot hear at all.
I guess it's probably something with his laptop, maybe Pranav.
Okay.
Because we can see he's attempting to speak, but we're not able to.
Can we still get the speech done? Sir can get the evaluation done through letter and he can share it with the speaker later on. Will that be fine? Or do you recommend any other alternative?
Let me first of all ask if anyone would be okay with taking on the role since Rajendran sir is unable to take it. If that is the case, that's an alternative.
Do we know what the objectives of the speech are?
Yes, I can send across the evaluation criteria.
General evaluator can take it up.
I can take up. Can I send through that the objectives of that speech? This is the second speech, right? That,
It's level 3 speech 1.
Level 2.
Level 1. Okay. Okay. I think I have. Can you send WhatsApp what is the objective then? Or else I think it is available with Rajendran sir.
I can send you. Just give me a moment. Yeah, I sent Surendra.
But I didn't receive which one. This one use. I have two numbers. One person. 3345.
8206E.
No. 33458364.
Oh, sorry, the number. Three 39542322.
Actually, I another.
Okay, so
They send it the other number 3345 because it is in my laptop. I can get it easily. 33458364. Yeah, received. Okay, thank you. Okay, I can do it. I received. Is it okay? Then I can do it.
Or like president or VP education, do we need to amend it as a change in agenda, or how does it, so that if you can instruct the secretary, then we can move on?
Yes, please note that we'll be changing the agenda. I'll republish the agenda, but Jayashree, please take note of the change in the minutes of the meeting.
Okay.
All right, now that part is settled, let me invite our next speaker, who is our beloved president, Toastmaster Dinesh Nalagajan. He's attending his level 2 project, first project speech.
TMOD, could you ask the evaluator to see the criteria of the speech evaluation criteria?
All right. Thank you, VP Education, for reminding that this has happened when it's the first time. Let me welcome the evaluator for the first speech, who is Toastmaster Surendran Radhakrishnan. Already given an introduction about him. He is also our general evaluator apparently. So, Toastmaster Surendran, if you can explain the role of explain your role as an individual evaluator as well as the objectives of the speech.
Thank you, TM Modi, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most distinguished guests, particularly my speaker, Toastmaster Binesh Nagarajan. Toastmaster Binesh is attending his level 1 speech 1, right?
Level
It's
2.
level 2 project
Level
1.
2 speech 1.
Level 2 project speech 1, okay.
Yep.
And his speech title is
Same communication styles.
the communication styles. Yeah, his speech title is communication styles. The purpose of this of his speech, of this project, of this speech is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The second purpose is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. The timing for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. That's all. All the best to the speaker. Over to you, PM Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Surendran, for explaining the role and, in fact, taking up the role on such a crisis. I wouldn't call it a crisis, but a technical glitch. Our next speaker is our President, Toastmaster Binesh Nagarajan, who is attending his level 2 first project speech, titled as Communication Styles. He is working as a quality manager in RMA Middle East, and he is a Beach Pilani alumni. His hobbies are moving and reading. A visionary leader, I would say, to the rest of the ExCom. Please welcome Toastmaster Binesh Nagarajan to present his speech titled Communication Styles. Communication Styles, Toastmaster Binesh Nagarajan. Floor is yours.
TM Modi, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Communication is a funny thing. We communicate with other people on a daily basis, and the goal of communication is always the same: to feel valued and understood. But the challenge is that we may not be having the same communication style as the person we are talking with. This means that even though we are using the same language, but the way of giving and receiving information might be completely opposite. And that's frustrating. The faster you learn the different communication style and adopt it, it's better for you to become a primary communicator. If I'm asking you a question, what are the communication styles? Or more precisely, what are the verbal communication styles? A simple search in Google will take you to this one. That's passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive, and assertive. From the name itself, you may be able to figure out how this communicator will be. But in Toastmasters, there is a different framework for communication styles, and they are called direct, analytical, initiating, and supportive. So let's go one by one. So number one is direct. These type of communicators are focused and result-oriented. You can find these type of communicators in your boss at home as well as boss in the office. The boss in the office, when comes to you and asking you about the status of the target given to you, what you have to do, he won't be ready to listen any stories. You have to give, in that situation, you have to be very specific and avoid over explanation. He won't be having time for chit chat. I'm also doing this direct communication at home with my children. Of course, not with my spouse. Ishan, are you playing with your mobile or attending your online classes? Then he will give me an explanation. I was looking into the Google class. I don't want to hear anything. Just attend the class. This is also a direct communication. The second one is analytical. Analytical communicator. These communicators are logical and precise. I can give you an example like an inspector coming to our company for inspecting or representing the customers. When he comes, he starts asking about the details very much in details. Like he will start asking about the ITP, procedures, drawing, a lot of questions about facts and figures. If someone is asking those kind of things in detail, that tips me off that an analytical communicator is in front of me. In that situation, I should be well organized and ready to answer the questions what he is going to ask. That will give a confidence to him, and he will start communicating with us, and he will have a confidence in the thing what we are speaking to him. The third type of communicator is called initiating. They look like very sociable, enthusiastic, and fun-loving. They are called social butterflies. They will talk about anything under the sun, and we may lose or we may forget what we wanted to talk to him or discuss to him. So that's the problem when you are dealing with initiating communicators. Recently, I went to a machine shop in Bahrain for inspection. This facility, they were having foundry, fabrication, welding, but our area of interest was only machine shop. But their operating manager was very jovial, kind of initiating communicator. He took us all around the company, explaining about all the capabilities, their new machines, new systems, everything. End of the day, I realized I forgot to check the calibration of the instruments in their machine shop, which I was supposed to check. This is the problem of initiating communicator. When you are having such kind of people, just be careful not to deviate from the topic. And the last one is supportive. They are very calm, steady, and very approachable. So they will be very shy and quiet people. You will look them like they are kind of reserved people. When you are having such kind of communicators, what you have to do is you should make them comfortable. You should create a situation which they should feel at home. So that will open up a communication or fruitful communication with such kind of people. So these are the 4 types of communication styles. If you ask which one is better, the answer would be none. You have to adopt different communication styles based on the situation or the persons you are talking with. In this project, there is a requirement for the speaker to do a self-assessment of the communication style, and this is the score what I got. I hope you will agree with this. I'm a supportive communicator. I am shy, I am quiet, I am approachable, and I'm very loyal. And just behind supportive is initiating, then analytical and direct. So there was a 12 points questions, which I have to answer for different situations. And this is the assessment I got. So in summary, there are 4 communication styles as per Toastmasters framework. They are supportive, analytical, initiating, and direct. And if you take the first letters of all these communication styles, then you can say it's said. You can remember in that way. End of the day, people won't remember what you said or what you did, but they remember how you made them feel. take the time to understand and practice the effective communication styles with each of the different styles. By doing so, you will make the person valued and understood, a feeling which is going to stay forever. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that wonderful speech on communication styles. It was such a primary effort from your end on this project speech. Close to you. Now we'll move on to the very very excellent Toastmasters over the years as well. So please welcome Toastmaster TG Matthew for taking us through the table topic session.
Greetings, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and our welcome guest. Good evening, and welcome to the table topic session. The purpose, as we all know about the table topics session, is to do table topics. So here, guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. And I will introduce, today I will do it in a slightly different way. First and foremost, even as we run short of time, I am looking at all the people here, and I can seldom find if anybody does not already have a role. Anybody who does not have a role who is in this meeting today, I'm
Yes.
just looking at
Toastmaster Rajendran, Toastmaster Joshua.
Yeah, and we have our guest Toastmaster Asha Pradeep is here. If she is willing to take a topic, then I mean she is with us somewhere there. So Toastmaster Rajendran, your speaker now is good to go. No, your audio is still has an issue. So
No,
that,
but he's muted now.
Yeah, he's muted now.
can you switch off your mute just to check? Oh.
No, sir, no.
It still stays there. Yeah. So I will be forced to actually pick on people. And usually it's a topic that comes out first and then a person is called. But today I will just do it this slightly differently. I will share my screen at this point and I will call on a person, and then I hope you can all see this. Yes. You will see in the following slide, you will see a topic, and I will call on somebody and then ask them to pick a topic, and that is what you will answer on. I have got 6 topics. It doesn't mean that I'm going to ask for 6 topics. It only means that I'm giving you a choice. And I would encourage you to use the word of the day. It will only increase your skill of using such a word during this entire process. And at the end of it, of the session, I will give you a feedback. So if all is well, is Toastmaster Jomjit with us? Would you like to come and take a topic? Select one, Toastmaster Jomjit, 1 to 6, you have a choice. You're muted actually. So don't
Yeah, I will select 2.
You will select 2. So I'll just put that down. Jomjit is selecting 2. Toastmaster Jomjit, this is your topic. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you selected. For some reason I saw it. I got it wrong. But anyway, this instead of 2, let me just jump and give you 6 because that's what came up. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. Toastmaster Jomjit, this is your topic. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. By the way, most of the topics tonight has something to do with our theme of the meeting. Toastmaster Jomjit.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmaster, and most invited guest. A warm good evening once again. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. Yes, we have to take it, because that is not an end of the road. Because we have two options there. So anything we have to take it according to our interest. So in our life also, there will be a lot of areas we face the same situations. So we have to take the right decisions and we have to take the right path. So the right decision we have to take and we have to move forward. Otherwise, we will be completely stopping there. So my suggestion to all, take the right path and move forward and go to the success. Over to you, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master. Thank you.
Give Toastmaster Jomjit a round of applause. Thank you so much. Let me just fix my screen in such a way that I can see the numbers more clearly this time. Well, Toastmaster Asha, are you with us? Would you like to select a topic and do it? Does anybody have a number? Because she's on our meeting, but
she said she's got a patient. She's probably
okay. All right. Okay, fine. Toastmaster Joshua, are you with us? Toastmaster Joshua? So the only person now is a little bit on a quieter role and not yet to speak. So is Toastmaster Jayasri. I will invite you to please come up and select a topic.
Topic number 5.
Topic number 5. If quitters never win and winners never quit, who does quit while you're ahead apply to? If quitters never win and winners never quit, who does quit while you're ahead apply to? Toastmaster Jayasri.
Good evening. Good evening. If quitters never win and winners never quit, who does quit while you are ahead apply to? This subject actually we can, if we are quitting, that means we are failing. Actually, we have to keep on trying. If our mind is failed, then that means we have failed. We should not quit. We should continue the game until we attain the goal. Actually, recent things also, in Tokyo Olympics also, 2 women has won medals for India, and from there itself their continuous hard work has been supported them for attaining the goal. So that means we should not quit our goals. We should keep continuing that one till we attain the goal. Thank you very much.
Round of applause for our Toastmaster Jayasri. I will pick on Toastmaster Kiran this time. And Toastmaster Kiran, you have a choice of
I'll
6
pick
and
topic
5 are
number 3.
Number 3. If the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. If the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. It's a quote by Abraham Maslow. Toastmaster Kiran.
Thank you, Toastmaster TG, to invite me for this table topic master. The only tool you have is a hammer, and you feel I couldn't follow that topics actually. The only, can you share me please?
Yes, topic 3 was what you picked up,
3,
right? Yes. If the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail.
The only tool you have is a hammer. You tend to see every problem as a nail. Abraham Maslow. Actually, I don't know the Mr. Abraham Maslow, and I never seen this quote. But actually, I try to say something about this thing because impromptu speech. Yeah. So I couldn't say anything about this one.
Not a problem at all, Toastmaster Kiran. This is just where we practice things, making an error, making problems, or having issues in. This is the best place you can have all of that problems and slip-ups. Think of a hammer, think of a nail. Just tell us what a hammer does to a nail. Yeah. That is one way you can handle that topic. Do we have time for one more? Because I think Toastmaster Joshua has decided to join us. Toastmaster Joshua, are you willing to try for a topic if I give you? Hello?
Can you hear?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I will take.
Okay. 6, 5, and 3 have already been selected. So you are left with actually 2, 4, and 1.
I will go for one, top of the house. I mean, the first number, yes.
First one. Time doesn't exist. Clocks exist. Time does not exist. Clocks exist. Toastmaster Joshua. I think you're muted off. Can't hear.
Can you hear me? 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. We can.
Yeah. I always believe that time and tide waits for no one, and so it's absolutely true that there's no time. It's only the clock which shows the time, but that is always perpetually keep on moving. So time and tide, as we all say, is very precious. So you'll go along with the time, and the tide will ensure that you are part of it. And of course, we as in Toastmasters, we all know what is importance of time. So yes, clock is just an indicator. Even people are just indicators to others, how they are doing something in the right way, or how to improve by seeing others' experience. So time is only an indication for us to go forward, not to go back. History is always there, but present is what today is the present, which is the present we should take forward to see our lives in the best of spirits. So yes, it's only the clock which shows the time, and time never waits for anybody. So utilize your time to the best of ability. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joshua. I think we've done 4 topics and we're running late, so I'll stop it at that. 5 and 6 can be at some other point in time. Thank you so much to all the commentators who displayed their palmary skills of impromptu speaking. And this is the one place that you can actually let your imaginations go. The topic today, actually the theme for today's meeting was to go beyond your comfort zone. And so that is the whole process, that was the whole idea about picking these topics, to let your imaginations run wild. It's not your run-of-the-mill table topics session, but I hope you enjoyed it, and it was exciting to see or being able to select hidden topics like this. So thank you once again for the opportunity to conduct this session, and I give control back to the Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster TG, for that wonderful session of table topics. Special thanks that, in fact, the topics were indeed collect with the theme of the meeting, which we really appreciate. I think for a moment I will hand over the control back to the president in order to conduct the business session.
Thank you, Tiamari. Before proceeding with this officer's report, I would like to make a small announcement or just an update. We have submitted our club success plan and the calendar for this new term to the district, and there were some comments initially. We have updated those comments and submitted again, and today, yesterday evening, we got some more comments, like the club calendar we have to update, including all the speakers or the educational goals which we are going to achieve in the term. So soon we'll be updating that and submitting to the district committee. Hopefully we can get that award for that if you're submitting before 15th of August, complying all the requirements. So we'll move to the officer's report. Yes, VP.
We have a guest.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Dr. Shazia.
Dr. Shazia. Dr. Shazia.
Yes, hello. Hi.
Welcome to KEEN4 Toastmasters Club. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Name you already mentioned. I'm Dr. Shazia Durrani. My specialty is gynecologist. And right now I'm sitting in clinic. Just saw the notification of some meeting going on and the link was sent, So Zoom has made our life more connected, more easier. So this is one of the advantage of pandemic, we can say, and we are availing that. So that's why I'm here and joined. I just heard one or two topics from the table talk. So it was nice to hear.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for pointing me out. I thought I am silent and I'm silent, but you make me, And
are you a Toastmaster?
Yes, I am. I am in the club of Toastmaster for doctors. That is by the name of Fraternity Club.
All
and
right.
that is in a District 20, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmasters, Dr. Shazia, and we appreciate the doctor's interest in Toastmastering. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. So we'll move on to officer's report. I request VP Educations to provide his report.
Thank you, President. Hello, Toastmasters. Good evening once again as I put on my hat. First of all, I'll have to the President and VP membership put in a primary effort in completing our club success plan and the calendar to make sure that we try and achieve the PQD award. That's C7 if we complete our DCP goals and club calendar before the 15th of August. It's still a work in progress, but I'm sure we'll be able to achieve that. In addition, other than that, what I'd like to mention to all members is that in case you're proceeding on any pathway Toastmasters, make sure that you update that in the Toastmaster pathway module as well in the website. What we have seen recently is that some of our members who went through a path in the last year and even have completed the first level show in the pathways because their progress have not been updated within the system. So make sure that whenever you do a project or whenever you do or take on a task, go back into the Toastmaster website and ensure that you have completed the particular stage within the pathways program. So our system as well as our education program is aligned. That's it from my side. Over to you, President.
Thank you, VP. Now I request VP membership to provide his report.
Mr. President, we were expected to have one more speech by a guest member, but due to we were unable to get a proper evaluator for him. So He has been assured that he will be attending probably our next meeting if we are able to provide a evaluator. We will have to sit again to see how we can achieve that goal by through a collective leadership. Over to you, the President.
Thank you, VP membership. Well, VPPR is not here today, so I would request our secretary to provide her report. Toastmaster Jayashree, you are mute now. Okay. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, very well.
Okay. Toastmaster Divakaran Rajagopi, Toastmaster Teril, Toastmaster Ranjit Rajshekaran, Toastmaster Steffi Sampson, Toastmaster Deepak, Toastmaster Hari Krishnan, Toastmaster Kiran. Guest present were Toastmaster Asha Pradeep and Toastmaster Sanjay Gupta from Bahrain Medical Fraternity Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Vijay Bhatia from Indian Toastmasters Club. President calls to order and followed by proposal of agenda by Toastmaster Pranav, which was seconded by Toastmaster Joshua. Then President introduced Toastmaster Ranjit Rajshekaran as Toastmaster of the day. The theme of the meeting was time to return. Was again introduced by Toastmaster of the day along with the members. Toastmaster Deepak, grammarian Toastmaster Kiran. Timer was taken up by Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan. General evaluator was Toastmaster Teril. Evaluators DTM Joshua, Toastmaster Rajagopi, Toastmaster Balasubramaniam. Table topic master was Toastmaster Jayashree. Prepared speeches were presented by Toastmaster Steffi Sampson on the topic My Journey in Public Speaking. While Toastmaster Wilson Larson took the speech on second innings and Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran Wilson Toastmaster Balasubramanian evaluated the speech from Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran. Reports from the club members, club officers were reports from the members with meeting roles were provided. Timer presented the reports that about the Toastmaster Steffi took 6 minutes 30 seconds, and for which Toastmaster Rajagopi evaluated and took 3 minutes 18 seconds. And while the Toastmaster Wilson took 8 minutes 17 seconds, and for which the evaluation by Toastmaster Joshua took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Ranjit took 8 minutes 5 seconds, and which was evaluated by Toastmaster Bala and took 4 minutes 26 seconds for the same. Conda, the Toastmaster of the day and project speaker, Toastmaster Steffi Sampson used little R sounds. Grammarian, the word cedulous was used by several Toastmasters. General evaluator appreciate Toastmaster Pranav for keeping the record of time as well as participating in the table topic section. Also suggested to provide best role player award as a token of appreciation for the role players. Club awards were presented Best evaluator as Toastmaster Rajagopi, and best table topic was presented by Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan. Best speaker, Toastmaster Steffi Sampson. Business session started with reports from officers, VP, VPM, and treasurer. Minutes of the previous regular meeting was adopted. It was proposed by Toastmaster Ranjit and seconded by Toastmaster Bala. VP reported that the club shall achieve a goal of Triple Crown, and each member shall take the Toastmaster event as an opportunity to present 16 speeches within a duration of 12 months so that club can attain its goal. President invited the distinguished guests, Toastmaster Vijay Bhatia, Toastmaster Sanjay Gupta, and Toastmaster Asha Pradeep to address the Toastmasters. Meeting adjourned at 9:35 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary. That was a very well detailed report. Now, our caretaker of the club, Treasurer Toastmaster Bala.
Thank you, President, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, if any, a very warm good evening. I guess I don't want to use the word of the day and make it look a bit off-boot, but pulmonary do exist. So I would appreciate everyone to either you can message me, call me, feel free to talk to me, even if it is just for the sake of it, please do it. I am more than happy. And on that note, I guess our financials are pretty good. We are safe and sound. Pandemic has aided us a bit more with regards to keeping some cash reserves. So we are good to go. So on that note, thank you very much. I just want to thank each and everyone for the cooperation and the XCOM for the wonderful support. Back to you, President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. I missed one point, the minutes of meeting. Is there any corrections, members, any suggestions? If not, someone can propose. Okay, Toastmaster Ranjit proposed, Toastmaster Bala has seconded. All right, so with that, our officers' report are completed. And since we don't have anything else to discuss, I will hand over the control to TMOD.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now it's time to see how we perform so far in the meeting, generally in the meeting. For that, we have a dedicated role player who is taking care of these points. Please let me invite Toastmaster Surendran Radhakrishnan for giving his feedback as a general evaluator.
Good evening, TMOD, for the Toastmasters and most distinguished guests. Good evening to everybody. Before I start my evaluation, can I have the timer? Can you tell the time taken by the speakers as well as for the table topics?
Hello, Toastmasters. Good evening once again. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Ranjit took 9 minutes 52 seconds, and Toastmaster Vinesh took 7 minutes 30 seconds. And for the table topics, Toastmaster Jomjit took 1 minute 15 seconds, I believe, because in between I couldn't able to. Timing was approximate. And the Toastmaster Jayasri took 1 minute, and the Toastmaster Kiran took 52 seconds, and Toastmaster Joshua took 1 minute 16 seconds. Over to you, evaluator.
Thank you, Timer, for that detailed report. So we have one disqualification for the speech, I believe. Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran is disqualified. And for the table topics, we have to speak 1 minute to 30 seconds. Right? I mean, less than 1 minute is disqualified, right? Okay, so there is only one disqualification. The Toastmaster Jayasri exactly took 1 minute. Okay, that's within the limit. So I would request everybody to vote for. There is no voting for the speaker. Only Toastmaster Ranjit, something you are telling? Okay. You can vote for only that best table topics commentator. For the moving, I would like to invite the evaluator for the first speaker. That is Toastmaster. Actually, it was second speech. We went as a first speaker. This is Toastmaster Bala. Toastmaster Bala, can you do the evaluation for the speaker number 2? Actually, this is Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran's speech.
General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm good evening once again. My speaker in particular, with all due respects to the speaker and for his fantastic speech, I think it was palmary of him to provide us with such a fabulous speech. I was sitting here mesmerized looking at him. Yes, personal touch on each and everything. On that note, I would like to take an opportunity. Let us give him a big round of applause for the fantastic effort with regards to putting up such a beautiful speech on such a subtle subject. As we have always seen, the project requires draw, or what drew all meetings. We have sat through it, we have understood it, we
Sure, evaluation. In fact, exactly what you told. This kudos to the speaker. Right? Give him a big hand to the speaker and to Mr. Bala also. You started note and everything. Started well. Your opening was very good, and you are very comfort in speaking your language. What I will tell you, your body language, everything was very good. You are very confident in speaking, and one thing I want to. One thing I noticed, your your slide was not working. In between, somebody tried to inform you about that one in the chat box. For the whole meeting, the slide was not working. That you could have noticed. is one thing I want to tell you. And as a just standard speech, the speech had all the opening, the body was very well constructed, and you made a very good conclusion also. And it's a very important thing to understand the communication styles, because we use communication in our daily life, different types of communication. And as you concluded, we have to use different types of communication styles in different situations. So we cannot tell what type of communicator you are. We can tell like that, but we need to use the different communication styles in different situations. Exactly, you pointed out that point. You given that point. You on that one. Then one thing I want to suggest you, and thing I would suggest you is to you actually in the speech by sitting, so it restricted your movement. In online meeting, it is not that it's very difficult, but even though you can move a little bit, keep a small minimum distance from the camera, and you could have move. Actually, only your half part was visible. So overall, the speech was very good, and the time was sharp, 7 minutes 30 seconds. Exactly, use a complete time. Overall, it was a very good speech, and best of luck for the next speech. Over to you. Timer, have you noticed my timing?
Yes, Toastmaster Bala took 3 minutes 14 seconds, and Toastmaster Surendran took 2 minutes 45 seconds.
What is that? 3 minutes?
14 seconds, Toastmaster Bala.
14,
and Toastmaster Surendran, 1/4, yes.
Okay.
Toastmaster Surendran took 2 minutes 45 seconds.
45 seconds. So there is no disqualification. So I suggest everyone to vote for VP Education. Can you do it? Vote for the best evaluator. Now, moving to the detailed report of the meeting. The meeting started at 7:44 p.m. That's acceptable. It's always we are late by around 10 minutes. That is okay. The meeting started at 7:45 p.m. and Sir Adams opened the meeting well, introduced the president for his presidential address. The presidential address was a little bit short, I felt. You could have included a little bit more to your speech, presidential address. You introduced the guests well, and it's very happy to have Toastmaster Asha to our meeting here. The apologies were done properly. Regarding the agenda, I have a little bit doubt actually. Have you changed the format of agenda? As per the Toastmaster standards, it is not allowed actually, because we have a, I think VPPR may be knowing that one. I don't know whether you have, there is some new rules or something like that. This agenda we cannot change actually. When you're like looking to the agenda, usually it is not there. There is something called there's some format they have given with the Toastmaster emblem and everything. See, when I see the agenda, I think VPPR is not here, right?
There is no specific stipulation from Toastmaster International on terms of what is the exact format for agenda. They have provided a template for us to use, but it's we could change that too.
Actually, it is not allowed. Actually, when I see the agenda, only the Toastmasters emblem is there. There is some background they are giving. Normally in the code training and everything, the VP, area VP, PR, they suggest all these points. Maybe your VP PR could notice that one, and that cannot write that Toastmaster emblem. It's very important actually. It seems to be a little bit.
We will check that general evaluator.
We will rectify that.
Yeah, there is one thing I should point out. And one more thing I noticed, there is some small spelling mistakes and everything in the agenda, like division we put like decision B is B was missing. And the area, what is the area number? It is 13 or 9. Now it has been, there is a change actually.
As of now, we are still considering it as the communication has not come out yet. We'll be changing it to area 10.
Yeah.
Area 10 or yeah, area 10. So it is not confirmed till now. So that is okay. Then going to the TMOD. TMOD have said quite impressive as a performance today. Toastmaster Pranav, give me a big round of applause. Just explained everything well. The theme was explained well, and they introduced, the role players were introduced well. And Grame, I'm not going much detail into everybody. I will do some small evaluation for the grammarian. Grammarian actually, the word of the day you have displayed, but it was not visible. There is something called you can close that camera, then it will be visible. If you put this word of the day in the background, while you are saying that one, you might close that camera, then it will be visible to everybody, because when you introduce that word of the day, it was not visible. This one thing you have to notice. And there are some technical glitches, because even I have the problem. The meeting was cut several times, so that's why I put in my mobile. This technical glitches could have been avoided. And moving on to the table topics. So very a lot, done it in a different way. Hats off to Toastmaster TG for that one. And for the table topics, since I am against table topics, I feel a little bit difficult for me, even though it is very much in line with the theme of the meeting. It felt a little bit difficult for me. This is my personal opinion. But definitely it was very good topics, and it makes you think a lot. So the topic selections, everything was very good. Big round of applause to table topics master. Moving to the business session, went well. Actually, the format was we were doing this one before, because this first time I'm seeing after the education. Before education session, this were doing in our previous meetings. So this was the first time. I think there is no restriction on that one, I believe, education, as per the KMI standards. So business session, one point I would like to notice is the report from the secretary. It was very detailed report. It was nice if you have a good time for this one, but better to cut short the report from the it is better to cut short so that we could save some time. Well, for example, Toastmaster Jayashree told the time took by last 3 speakers this much That's short. Okay, that is one point you have to notice. And that is it. And first, another thing, the listener, this role was new to me. So still I have not understood what is his role. Let us see in the future meetings. Overall, the meeting went well with these small shortcomings. I think the XCOM, they will take it into account the next meetings. Over to you, Toastmaster.
General evaluator, I think we should also get the reports from accountant, grammarian, as well as the listener.
Exactly. Sorry, Toastmaster. Pranav, thank you for reminding me. Can I have the report from the grammarian? Toastmaster.
I think
I think we just lost the
disconnected.
she should probably join back. Can we go to the next role player in the meantime?
Yeah. Can I have the report of our counter?
Thank you, General Evaluator. If we are going through accounter log, we have very few accounters that word used. TM Binish Nalarajan used 2 times. TMOD Pranav used 4 times. TM Mrunal used 2 times. Jomjit used 5 times. Surendran used around 50 times. Bala used 2 times. Ranjit Ramendran used 1 time and he repeat 2 words. TM Jayasri used 9 times. TM Josha used 1 time. That's all from a counter. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kiran, for that detailed report. Now, can I have the report from the listener? Toastmaster Deepak.
Yeah. Good evening once again to fellow Toastmasters. And once again, I thank the VP Education for giving this wonderful role. I have been never so keenly listening to the whole meeting like I have been today. So coming to the role and the listening part, let me also check if all other members have been also so keen and listening, good listeners. So just few things I would like to ask my fellow Toastmasters to know if how much they have been into this meeting. So the first question I would like to ask, I think anyone from the group can reply. I will not point out to anyone particular one. Who are the 2 role players who share the same role today, and which was the role? Anybody?
Jayashree and grammarian.
Yeah, it was Toastmaster Jayashree and Mrinal, Toastmaster Mrinal, who shared the role of grammarian. Thank you, VP Education, for that. And coming to the next question, this question should not be answered by our VP. You are the speaker itself. What were the 4 types of hindrances mentioned in the project speak regarding the listening, which can be classified into 4 different layers? What are those? Can anybody other than the speaker answer the question?
Mental filters.
Okay.
Background.
I probably also shouldn't answer because I have it written in front of me.
Come on, President.
So mental blocks, mental filters, and surroundings.
It's not exactly surrounding. Yeah, I can.
Or peripherals. No, that's
okay. Just try. It's okay. I think I will cut short. It's 4 mainly multitasking, then distraction by delivery, knowledge overload, and mental filters. So that's the 4. Thank you, President. Coming to the next question, which is the favorite sport of our TMOD? That I had 3 choices. I'll give 3 choices. It's volleyball, football, cricket.
It's
Football.
Thank you for the answer. Yeah, that's correct. I think I think that would be enough from my side. And over to Toastmaster of the day.
General evaluator, do you have any further comments to add, or else I will just.
Okay, that's all. Actually, this was the role of listener because I was also listening because it's the first thing to me. Okay, now understood. Okay.
Basically,
yeah.
Can I quickly add? We've got one more poll coming up for the best role player too.
Best role player. Okay. Okay.
General evaluator. So basically, with the listener role, you can simply be in the meeting for sake of attending a meeting. So you will have to have a listening. So that's about the listener role in short.
Okay, that's good.
So fellow Toastmasters and guests, I think that's pretty much sums up my role and my activities for today's meeting. I'm honored to be Master of Ceremonies tonight, as it is my debut role in this particular role, even though it has been 3 years of my Toastmasters journey. Before handing over the control back to the President, I would like to express my thanks to all of you, as your guidance from time to time has helped me to take this extra step, which is taking this role as the Master of Ceremonies tonight. As the quote says, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. On that note, it wouldn't be fair on my end if I do not mention these people who were constantly encouraging me. And in return, I have been constantly bothering them, asking about the role which I'm in today. They are Toastmaster Binish, who is our president, and Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran, who is our VP Education, and another Toastmaster, which is Toastmaster Ranjit Rajashekaran. These 3 people have been continuously encouraging as well as feeding me the information which would help me to take up this role. So, mighty little drops make the mighty ocean. Let our efforts be challenging every day and help us go beyond and extra. Let me hand over the control back to you, the President. Thank you.
Thank you, TMOD Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan. I would request everyone to give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Pranav Rajivan for doing the role wonderfully. VP, I didn't get this poll results. Okay, before that, I would request Toastmaster Tiji Mati would like to say something. Toastmaster Tiji, please.
Toastmaster President, fellow Toastmasters, good evening once again. I just would like to say the word palmarius literally means deserving of the palm. And that is only when it is a sign of of telling someone that you have done well. So the word today, the word of the day, basically is something that I would say the entire team today for holding this team, you all deserve the palm. You did very well. Congratulations. But at the same time, as we are engineers, we should not relax and be, and as Toastmasters more than anything, we should not relax certain rules and regulations that we have in running our meeting. And chief among that is a 10 minutes delay in start. I think as a club, as a club, not as a committee, as a club, when we take up roles, we have to take the effort to be on time. We shouldn't allow the meeting to be delayed because we didn't log in and we are an assignee. I mean, that's where the we deserve the palm for everything that we do. Congratulations. This is not a thing on this. This is about the members more than anything else. So thank you. Back to you, President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddhiji. We will take your words very seriously. VPE, are we ready?
Topics today.
Yeah, and my other team member was there, Dr. Shazia.